Welcome to NerdPod Generation, episode 179. As always, I am one of your illustrious hosts, Steve Taylor, along with the always lovely Al Jetsam. Hello, sir.
Hello, friends and enemies.
So before we get into it, I just want to get our spiel out of the way. So this is 179, so if you is first time listening to us, please go to nerdpodgen.com. There are links on our website to not only the most recent episode, there are links to Spotify and Apple Podcasts, also links to YouTube, where Al has been putting up clips and full episodes of our show for you to listen to. There's not really anything to see other than our awesome logo, but you can at least listen to us on the go through YouTube. Please go back, listen to our back catalog. It's loaded with great stuff, and we are just coming back to the second episode from a hiatus, so we are raring to go, and we have a lot to talk about in our watch, play, read. I usually start with banter, but I know the banter coming out on your end at least completely hinges on what you're going to talk about and watch, play, read.
Is it the dead look in my eyes or the fact that my soul is splayed out on the floor?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
So we are starting our watch, play, read, folks, which is how we start every episode with the lovely Al Jelsson.
Yeah. Hi, friends and enemies. Okay. So if it sounds like I got run over, it's because I emotionally was fully run over yesterday. We're recording this the afternoon after the Bills Broncos game. It has not even been a full 24 hours. And we've talked on this show about this show kind of being therapy at times.
Yes.
About it being like a chance to kind of get stuff off our chests and feel like we have a sounding board and even just get our opinions out there. Oh, Doc, it was a bad day, Doc. It was bad, man. It was bad. Okay, so I don't even really know where to begin. I'd
say the first half was the big problem.
Well, so let's start, I guess, at the very beginning. It's always a very good place to start. The beginning of the game was so promising because the defense stepped up. We had some good 3-and-outs. They made some good stands. Josh got some good points on the board. But, nothing lasts forever. And Sean Payton is a wonderkin. I guess not a wonderkin anymore. He's too old to be a wonderkin now, but he was a wonderkin for a long time at being an offensive coordinator, and so it's going to bust through, even though it's Bo Nix, who I still like. Here's the thing. I want to preface everything that I'm about to say with a viewpoint, which might not be fair, but I'm also 38 years old, so I'm going to just put it out there. All right, I'm older than most characters in movies from the 90s, where you're like, oh, they're only supposed to be 31 because they look like they're 45. All of the remaining quarterbacks in the AFC are children to me. They're children running around in jerseys and being talked about like they're men. None of them are men. They're all children. I think all of them were born after 9/11. Let that sink in. Like, if not, then they were so young as to not remember a world before 9/11. They are babies. They're babies, quote the Shredder. So every time one of these little fuckhead kids comes into my yard and fucks around, and the guys who are supposed to stop the fucking around don't do it, it really pisses me off. Because I'm sitting here being like, it's a child.
Yeah.
He's a child. Put him on the ground. I think back to, what coach was it? Who said the quarterback must go down. Oh, it was Al Davis. It wasn't a coach. It was the owner of the Raiders, Al Davis. The quarterback must go down hard within the first 3 plays of the game. You're sending a message. You're planting these guys in the ground. I know we don't play football that way anymore, but you can still kind of like get the message across.
If anyone watched that Pittsburgh game, that's what Houston did to Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly. If anybody watched that Houston game for Buffalo, that's what they did to Josh Allen.
Yep.
You put him on his ass and you make sure he knows how hard it's going to be today. And the defense started out doing okay, but didn't get it all done. There were a lot of almost turnovers that would have been so useful. But it's going okay. So the Broncos come back. They get 7. They got 3 the first drive. They get 7. They get, they're up to 10.
Well, wasn't the 7 a kick return, though?
No, there wasn't a kick return.
Oh, I thought that was...
No, that was the Seahawks game.
That was Seahawks game,
yeah.
that's right.
Which opened with a kick return. That was the opening kickoff, which, last I checked... It was not going well. I haven't checked the final.
Oh, they destroyed it.
Yeah, it was not good.
6 or something
it was not good. It was bad.
They bombed them.
Which I wish was going to be the story today, but it's not. It's not. The story is going to be about what happened with the Bills. Mm-hmm. So anyway, the Broncos get the ball coming up on the 2-minute warning. And they're driving down the field. And the defense is kind of puttering. They're not making really good stops. We've had some injuries. It's not going great. And so the Broncos push downfield. And you're like, oh, maybe we can hold them to 3. Mm-hmm. No, touchdown. Okay, fine. We have 55 seconds left. We have 2 timeouts. We have the ball at the beginning of the second half. I understand wanting to push the ball down the field. Mm-hmm. So we start out, we get moving. We make our way upfield slowly, and about the 3rd or 4th play, we have, I think at that point, about 10 seconds left in the half. Josh gets pressured, pushed out of the pocket, guts the middle, runs upfield. Okay, great, no problem. He's going, he's chugging. 3 Broncos come up on him hard. And Josh is looking at the clock and thinking, we're not going to have time. It's time for chicanery. And he lops it backwards. This is not a fumble. This was not he got turned around and lost control of the ball.
Yeah.
This was he lateraled it to no one. No one was there. No one. And so the ball just lands on the ground.
Yeah.
And like 8 Broncos are there. And I think Knox was in the vicinity. But there's no chance. There's absolutely no chance that we're going to recover this. There's 2 seconds left. We were at the 30. Josh gave them 3 points for free. He said, I don't want them. I thought I wanted them, but then at the last second I decided I didn't want them. Mm-hmm. And here's 3 points. So now, instead of going into the half down 7... we go into the half down 10 for our own stupidity, which hasn't... the points are a problem. The bigger problem is the emotional cave-in of that moment. That is so damning. You can't do that, man. We already had a fumble by Cooks at that point. We can't have stupidity. And this is like... I came into this game believing, right? For anybody who... I don't know if I've talked too much about this. For the longest time, because of his decision making, I've referred to Josh Allen as Tall Boy. The name came from the colloquialism of a very tall can of beer, but also it was that he was very boyish when he came into the league. He was obviously very tall, but he would also make these cataclysmically stupid decisions. I'm looking at the game against the Texans in 2018, where it was the first time we really had a chance in the playoffs doing anything, and he just did the same exact thing where he lateraled it almost to Knox, but not really to anyone in particular, and it just gave away points for no reason. And he very much is the second coming of Brett Favre. He does this every once in a while, where he'll decide, oh, the best thing for me to do right now is to risk everything. Yeah. I can't say no. If there's a chance, I have to take it. And it's like, dude, it's like a 0.00001% chance that this is going to work out. What the fuck are you thinking? So coming into this game, I had stopped calling him Tall Boy. That was like the big push for me. It was like, if you get to the Super Bowl, you'll be Tall Man. And then this season, the fact that there was nothing around him and he was still propelling us to greatness, I started calling him Atlas. Because he's tall. He holds up the entire team. We all ride on his back. He's Atlas. I was sitting here being like, if he gets to the Super Bowl, I might get a custom jersey that's a 17 that says Atlas on it. Nice. And I wanted to believe. And then the damnedest thing happened, and he's no longer Atlas. He's all the way back down to tall boy. Like on the low end of the tall boy spectrum. Like he's lost all the respect from what the fuck are you I feel like Brett Favre, the Minnesota Vikings commentator, who when
he threw that
Terry
pick.
Porter
Yep.
got the interception, and he yells, "What the hell are you thinking, man? This isn't just some game. This is the playoffs."
Yeah.
And that's all I could think is just like, what the fuck are you thinking? And why now? Why do it now? Are you insane? What the fuck is wrong with you? We all have intrusive thoughts. You don't do it. You know? I passed by a cop who was just sitting in the park, and I wanted to pull over and yell obscenities at him, but I didn't do it. We all have intrusive thoughts. Why did you let this one win? What the actual fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And so, coming to the second half, I put on the rally cap. I'm doing the whole thing because we're in it. And I remember the Rally Monkey, and I remember the Angels in, 05, 04, something like that. And I'm just like, come on, we can do this. We can do this. If we're a great team, this is what me and my dad always say back and forth to each other, is when we dig ourselves into these kind of pits or we find ourselves up against the wall, we say, great teams find a way to get out of those situations. And so I'm sitting here like, if we're a great team, we can find a way out of this situation. But Alan, if we don't, it's 100% on you.
Yeah.
We have to win, and ideally we have to win by more than 3, and we certainly can't lose by 3, because otherwise, where did the 3 come from, Alan? Where did the 3 come from, Josh? Everything starts turning around. Alan starts pulling the system back in. Cook is still cooking. We're getting things done. But I'm also watching as these Bronco receivers are making these fantastic catches. And I'm just sitting here looking at Brandon Cooks, who has a record that I couldn't believe. I haven't looked it up, but CBS gave it, so I have to assume it's true, which was that he, at one point in the game, got his 40th postseason catch and has never scored a touchdown in the postseason.
Really?
That's what the telestrator
40
said.
catches, no touchdowns.
40 catches, no touchdowns. And I turn to Brandon Beane and I say, but are you sure? Are you sure you didn't want to bring in help at the deadline? Because at this point, I would have overpaid.
Yeah.
I've been talking about giving up a 2 for DJ Moore. I would have given up a 1 for DJ Moore. That's a significant overpay. That's an insane overpay. But it's better than this. Whatever the fuck this is. Josh is pulling us back into the game, slowly but surely, slowly but surely. The tight ends are doing their work, slowly but surely, slowly but surely. And we finally come back up on top. Defense is holding. Offense is clicking. 24-23. Okay. Broncos drive downfield, have another strong drive on the backs of these very good receivers, which is ironic because the big thing this year has been that the running defense has been abysmal and the passing defense has actually been pretty good. They were like, I think, 3rd in the NFL in passing defense, but they were like 29th in the NFL in rushing defense. You know what wasn't the problem this game? Rushing. You know what was the problem? The thing that McDermott prides himself on? The thing that was driving me crazy last week against the Jaguars because we kept on giving up these gash runs because McDermott refused to play against the run. He was only playing against the pass. The damnedest thing happened. The passing game gave out. And so now the Broncos are driving downfield. They score 7. Okay. And I'm sitting here being like, okay, Josh. All right, man. You remember that 3 that you gave up? Because I remember that 3 that you gave up because we would have been in a much better position if you hadn't given up that extra 3 points that you definitely didn't need to give up. So Josh takes us downfield. We get a good score. Fine, whatever. Overtime. And all I can think of in overtime isn't, he's going to do it. It isn't, we got this. It isn't, we can still make this happen. It's that nagging thought in the back of my mind of 3 points. That kick for overtime that Prater put through, that should have won the game.
Yeah.
That should have been the game-winning score. But instead, it merely tied us so we could go to overtime. And I'm just so mad.
Yeah.
Because we shouldn't be here. This is all because of one stupid play by Josh. One outrageously, incomprehensibly idiotic play by the man who is supposed to be the best player on the team, and is, to his credit, he is. But I went to the Buccaneers game last year, and in line for food, just after halftime, Josh gave up a fumble. And the fumble was off of a stupid lateral that he didn't need to make. And the guy ahead of me turns around and he says, why does he do that? He's great so much of the time, and then he does this. And I'm like, oh my God, I know. I am still not over that lateral against Houston. There have been so many of these plays in the postseason where he just thinks, I gotta do it, and then he does it, and it's a terrible idea. And you're just left scratching your head like, what the fuck are you thinking? You would have done better to throw it out of bounds. What the fuck are you thinking? What possible idea did you have that you thought that this was going to work? I understand. He thought somebody was behind him. He, probably Knox or someone who's always around the area. He was like, oh, there's got to be someone. Well, there were, but, none of the guys that we wanted. So we get into overtime, and it's just this back and forth. This is the thing. They gave me hope. They gave me hope because we stopped the Broncos on the first drive of overtime. That's unheard of. It's a 3-and-out in overtime. The Broncos have to punt. We don't have to score a touchdown. We just have to get a field goal.
Yes. We
just need a field goal. We don't need a touchdown. None of this, do you kick off or do you receive so you know if you need to go for two or not on which. None of it. We got the stop. The thing everybody wants in an overtime game. You got to stop. And a punt. It was 4th and 10. There was no way they were going for it. It was a punt. Great. We have it. Let's regroup. Let's go forward. We're pinned deep. Okay, no problem. We keep marching forward. We keep marching forward. We keep marching forward. We're at about the 40-yard line. But the drive keeps sputtering out. It just can't hold water, and we keep hitting these long third downs. We need about 20 yards. Now, that's not a big pass, but it's not a small pass. Realistically, we need 10 yards to continue the drive.
Yes.
There's 10 minutes left in the game.
Yes.
So there's now 3 options on the table because we're not going to be able to run it. It's a 4-down territory. It's 3rd and 10. We need 10 yards. So the best option is a screen or a mid-range pass that's going to get us near the sticks so that on worst case scenario, Josh can snowplow it over the line and we get a first down. 2, you go for a surprise mid-range attack and try and get into field goal range in one play and get the first down. So now you have time to play with and you're in field goal range and you're putting pressure on the defense. Or the really stupid 3rd idea that Brady drew up, so he is to blame a little bit. Let's take it all.
Throw it deep to the guy that's new to the team.
And hasn't caught shit this season. Every time he comes close, he's close, but it's not a catch. It keeps bouncing away from him. It's just off his hands. It's just out of reach because he's short. He's like my height. He's like 5'11". And Josh just bombs these long shots, and the idea is that he's going to be fast enough to catch up to them. But you know what? He's also my age. He's like 33, 34, which in NFL terms is ancient. Especially for a quote-unquote speedy receiver. Let's not forget, this guy played for the Patriots in, I believe, the Eagles Super Bowl. The first one. With Nick Folk and fucking Peterson.
Yeah.
So, that Brandon Cooks. This is the guy that all of our hopes are on. Ball comes down right in between him and the other guy. The guy covering him. And this is where I guess the controversy begins because he has partial possession.
Yes.
Rolls over and the other guy grabs it from him and they call it an interception. Now, I am the chief commanding officer of the tinfoil dunce cap brigade. I'm here for all the conspiracies when it comes to the NFL keeping the Bills out of the playoffs. I'm here to tell you, the only guy to be mad at wears 17. This had nothing to do with the Zebras. This had nothing to do with a bad whistle or anything. If you want to argue anything, it's that some of those whistles came really late for some reason when the play was clearly over and you're just waiting for chicanery to happen.
See, the only credence I will give for this play, not the pass interferences, which
those were pretty blatant pass interference.
The one credence I give this play with the conspiracy theorists is you would think in this situation, in this game, with this team, you would go out of your way to make it look like you're reviewing the play from every angle. Mm-hmm. I didn't gauge that from them. I've seen the replay of how they did they pretty much were like, no, it is. We're just done.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you should really maybe do your official timeout, say the play's under review, give it 2-3 minutes to really look at it from every angle.
Yeah.
They went by it really fast.
And that's going to irritate this fan base.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like NFL is so stupid. That would be the easiest way. Stick with your gameplay. Like if you think it's an interception, fine, stick with it. Give it its due diligence.
At least do the miming.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, we're looking at it.
Because even McDermott, he called a timeout wanting them to do it.
Yeah.
And they still didn't take it. It's like, dude,
yeah.
You're being like thrown a bone by the team saying, listen, you really should do this for your own. And look at the shitstorm today. It's all over the place.
Yeah. No, and I will sit here as a guy who still is mad that someone on the other side of the field called the down line for Josh last year. I'm still mad about that. That was still bullshit. Because like that would have been, not for nothing. I kind of love the idea of going to the Super Bowl and playing against the last NFC East team that we hadn't played in a Super Bowl yet. Whether we would have won or lost, it also would have gotten us out of this hell of just not being able to get there. And so like even if we lost that game, I would have rather gone to that one and had it be done. And then we can move on and we can have the joke that we lost to all 4 NFC East teams in the Super Bowl. Okay, fine. I will take that. I would take that over this. This is hell. I can't take this anymore.
I do have to give Buffalo some credit in this. They were playing in a short week.
Yeah.
They had to fly across the country
to
play the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah.
So the fact that they did, and last week Josh Allen got absolutely destroyed.
Well, this is why I was so in his corner at the beginning of the game, because he had just shown himself to be Atlas, because he had just stood up after taking shot after shot after shot after shot after shot, and he kept getting up. That's everything I love in a human, in a man, in a superhero, in a athlete, is you take the shot and you get up again and you don't stay down. And I was so in his corner at the beginning of this game, and then in one play he literally threw it all away. And so we can debate if Brandon Cooks was down by contact. He wasn't. We can debate if he had caught the ball. He didn't. That ball is so very clearly sitting on his chest. And he might have a hand on it, but he does not have possession. Talk to Des Bryant about what is a catch, okay? Because, like, that is not a catch, my dude. That's a live ball. You have to cover up on that. Like, there is... If you're angry at anybody, be angry at Josh. And if you need to be angry at anybody else, be angry at Brandon Cooks for not getting the ball in. Be angry at Brandon Beane for not getting us a decent receiver who can catch that ball and fight off the guy because he's 6'6" and is able to box out against someone like that. And be angry at Brady for calling a dumb shit play that went for a post route instead of a mid-range shot. Those are the people to be mad at, not the refs.
I'm telling you right now, if the Bills, they have an opportunity here. Get rid of Brady, first off.
Oh, my God. Get him out of here.
They need to do a full court press to get
McDaniel. We need McDaniel.
He knows the defenses of everyone in your division.
Yes.
He's a great offensive mind.
Yes.
He knows your players.
Yes.
Because he studied them.
Yes.
It's like, dude,
and
this is your
Can you imagine what he could do with Allen instead of Tua?
Oh, my God.
With Allen instead of fucking Tua.
Yeah.
And my God, Bean... I don't fucking care if you have to take 3 wide receivers in the draft. We need a 1.
Yes.
All right. I love Shakir. He is Wes Welker. We need a Randy Moss. Okay?
I think there is one that will be able to get a hold of because they're rebooting the team, Arizona. You should go after Marvin Harrison Jr.
I've been thinking about taking Harrison Jr.
Drop a first rounder.
Put him first in him.
Proved himself yet?
He hasn't proved himself yet, but he has all of the qualities that we're looking for, and he has.
He hasn't had a quarterback.
He's had Kyler Murray.
He sucks.
He's
probably not even going to be a starter in this league ever again.
I think he's going to get a starting job with the Jets or the Dolphins.
I don't know, because I see him like Russell Wilson. I think other teams will see him. It's like, okay, here's this guy who had signs of greatness, but he's way too short for the position.
Yeah.
And he's older now, and he's coming off of injuries. It ain't going to work.
Yeah.
He's a backup. Yeah. I would be shocked. And he also has issues with him not studying.
Being dedicated.
Being dedicated.
Well, he also, he has that notorious thing that, if you will, the Kawhi Leonard approach, where he gets injured, and then he seems to be injured forever. Yeah, no, I just we need a receiver. Uh-huh. We need a better offensive mind. You know how I know we need a better offensive mind? Because Tony Romo keeps on talking about how brilliant Joe Brady is. I think that's the most damning thing possible. I agree with you. That's like Chris Collinsworth being like, oh man, I want to get all over this guy's junk and just enjoy it all night long. It's like, okay, let's calm down.
Brady's terrible.
He's awful. You know how many teams he's cycled through?
Oh, a ton.
He's terrible. You know why he's anywhere near decent? Because he has Josh Allen. That's the only reason he's anywhere near decent.
And the rushing leader.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has two bona fide weapons. Get rid of Joe Brady.
Yes.
Get rid of Babbage. I'm begging you, get rid of Babbage. I don't know what he does here. You can't fire McDermott because this wasn't his fault. He didn't make this happen. He'd made all the right decisions in the postseason.
Yeah.
And as bad as he's been in the regular season, I can't imagine them getting rid of him, especially because the fan base isn't calling for it. Yeah. If the fan base were like Pittsburgh, very vocally calling for it, I could see there being a mutual parting of ways. But with how things went leading into the postseason, where we had that Jets game, where there was a lot of emotion, and then we had this big win against the Jaguars, and then we had this kind of collapse against the Broncos, which, coming into it, I was like, we're injured, and we don't have any players around Josh, and, if it just doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But, at the same time, it's devastating to have this be the end of the season, because it's just the PI at the end of the game, they gave us one. The first toss to Cortland Sutton was also PI.
Yeah.
And they didn't call it because they said, oh, it's mutual hand fighting. But it was PI. The second one, 100% pass interference. The third one, also pass interference. Trey, you get there early.
Yeah.
And you don't stop. You run into them because you don't stop. You don't slow down. You run full speed, and then you get there early and you hit them. That's pass interference, my dude.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
And when you're that far out and you see the wide receiver slow down, turn and jump.
Yes.
Because the ball is coming.
The ball's coming.
Because the wide receiver does not slow down and stop unless the ball's coming.
No. The moment the receiver seems like he's doing anything different, start turning around.
I agree.
I have never played professional football. I've never even come close to playing professional football. I'm deeply afraid of pain. I'm okay with being afraid of pain. These things I understand about myself. What the actual fuck, guys? It's absolutely maddening. It's just what it really is just that it's one play. It's one play that damned us. And it wasn't like a gutsy move that could have worked out. It was a bonehead, unnecessary, deeply traumatizing to the team play that fully shut us down and made us have to hard reset. And it's just so dude, what? I know he's broken up about it, and I know he feels bad, and I know he's taking it for his own he should. It was his fault. He did it. No one told him to do that. No one told him to do that except for the little demon on his shoulder who was like, it'll be fun. Someone will be there. No one is there, and you're going to throw away the entire season and a year where we only have to beat children to get there. Mm-hmm. And you threw it all away. And now, the worst The worst.
Oh, and I added insult to injury last night at the end.
Bo Nix has broken his ankle on the last play of the fucking game. And so now I have to root for Houston, who I've come to very much dislike because I feel like they stole all of our flavor.
Yep.
They took our color scheme. They took the fact that we're a horned ungulate. They have a Minotaur mascot like we do. Mm-hmm. They took all of our everything, and then they gave themselves a stupid name. And
but in reality, even though they have the best defense, Houston, they have one of the best defenses. Their offense is terrible.
Their offense is led by a child.
So for those of you who know, folks, there's not many things in this world Alfred hates more than the New England Patriots. So after the game last night, and I saw that Bo Nix broke his ankle, I'm like, oh no. And I texted Al saying, your worst fears just came true, because the only thing that's standing between the Patriots and the Super Bowl is a crappy Houston offense and Stidham.
Yeah.
For Denver. It's
a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
The Patriots are going to make it again before we do. It's a fucking nightmare. I have decided. This is, in my mind, unalterable canon. When I was growing up, I love the color green. It's my favorite color. Mm. I really wanted to like the Eagles because I thought they had a cool helmet logo. Mm. I thought they were really cool. They had the green. Nobody else had that color green really in the NFL. They weren't the Giants, and they weren't Washington, and they weren't Dallas. So they weren't on the hit list of like, we can't allow these teams in our house.
Yeah.
So like, oh, cool, the Eagles. I could like the Eagles. Donovan McNabb. I like Donovan McNabb. He's a cool guy. He got booed at the draft and didn't care. He's a cool guy. And my dad was like, don't be an Eagles fan. Philadelphia fans
are the worst.
The worst. They are the worst fan base across the board, across all sports. They are the worst.
Good human beings outside of the sports arenas, but once they get in there, they are the worst humans in the sporting arenas.
Until now. Bostonians are the worst, the most intolerable, intolerant, awful, terrible fan base across all of their sports. They are so entitled. They're such garbage human beings who talk about how long it's been since they've been there. It's been 3 fucking years. Be a human being. I was in Azkaban for 17 fucking years. 17 fucking years, and you're like, we're back. Oh, baby, it's been 3 years. Didn't you miss us? No, I didn't fucking miss you.
There's a difference between them being douchey and people throwing batteries at Santa Claus and dumping beers on little kids, which they do in Philadelphia Stadium.
They do, but
so that's the big. One might be douchey, but one is like pure evil.
Here's my thing: ask any black athlete who's gone into Boston.
Oh yeah,
what their experience has been. But this is my point, Steven.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying anything about them being horrible.
They're the worst. They're writ large, all sports, the worst people. I cannot stand Bostonians.
Philadelphia still. I'm
going to listen. Philadelphia, they do shit like climb flagpoles and cheer for fucking Michael Irvin getting injured. You know, okay, not great. These fucking assholes who have been given everything. They are the Nepo babies of the sports world. They've been given everything. And they still are like, oh, the Red Sox are cursed. No, you're fucking not. You won 3 titles. Get the fuck out of here. Stop talking like your team has been terrible forever. It's been bad for 3 years. You fucking baby. You fucking child. Oh, boo. I haven't made it to the Super Bowl since 2019. Oh, my God. This is the worst. Oh, no. You are children.
This is the best.
You didn't know what you had. How did you not know what you had when every team was winning titles and you're just sitting back like, oh yeah, we're so cool. And now you have none of that for like 3 years. And you're like, oh God, we're finally back in the playoffs, baby. And you have these assholes making fucking videos at halftime being like, yeah, Buffalo, we took everything from you. We ripped your heart out. Oh, no. And then we beat you. And then we beat your ass. And I was ready to do it again. I was ready for this. I was looking at Houston and I was looking at Denver and I was saying it was going to be us. We're going to have to be the ones to stop them. And we could have. But fucking Josh had to throw the whole thing away.
Moments like this that I wish we had video recording, because if you could have seen what I just saw, the animation was just mesmerizing. It was the best. One of the best rants. That is up there with the Spider-Man Homecoming rant.
Oh my god.
That's up there.
I'm so mad.
I can tell.
I'm so mad.
Okay.
So that's what I watched.